This is Dr. Predoviciu.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'd like some help identifying this piece of wood I found.
You have reached the desk of Dr. Irina Predoviciu. I'm away from my desk, but will be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you. Irina Predoviciu speaking.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew again. I've got the sample all ready.
Wood Labs, Irina speaking.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. You just ID'd a wood sample for me over the phone? Only I don't think it's right. Can we try again?
Wood Labs, Irina speaking.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew again. Do you think you could take another stab at identifying that wood sample for me?
This is Irina.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. Could you try to identify that wood sample for me again?
Is the wood sample black, brown, or yellow? Does the sample have a whole bunch of holes, like 20 or more? Just a couple or none at all? And are there some holes that are big and some that are small, or are they all the same size? Oh, that doesn't sound right. If the sample has just a few holes or none at all, it's a softwood, and there's no softwood that I know of that's black. Examine the sample more carefully and call me back. Okay, that narrows it down a little. Are the big holes in separate sections from the small holes, or do the big holes just gradually become small holes? If the wood is black with many holes, but they're all the same size, then you've got a hardwood with diffuse porosity. And I know of no North American black hardwood whose pore distribution is diffuse. Okay, now, looking closely at the big holes, would you say that they are about 2 holes deep, or are there more than 2 holes in a column? So, if the sample is black, is a hardwood that's semi-porous, then you probably have a sample of black walnut. I could be wrong, but if all the information you've given me is correct, I'd say that you've got black walnut. My guess is that you have a sample of black locust. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but that's what it sounds like. Red mulberry, that's what I think it is. Red mulberry is very dark and often looks kind of black. I'd be happy to assist. Do you have our mailing address?
Well, that's the problem. I don't have time to send it to you. Would it be possible to identify it over the phone?
Certainly. Just hold it up to the phone for a couple of seconds and I'll take a reading. I'm kidding, of course. I usually don't do this over the phone, but I'll give it a try. You will, however, need to take a look at your sample under a microscope.
I already did that.
And are you near the sample in case you need to refer back to it? All right, we'll get started. Where did you find this wood?
It's a piece of driftwood, probably used for a crate.
I'm collecting data by having people solve the puzzle that's on my website. If and when you solve it, I'll give you another free wood ID. I'm sorry, but my policy is to limit free wood sample identifications to 1 per person.
Could you please make an exception in my case? It's kind of an emergency.
I'll tell you what. I'm doing a study on the side that focuses on problem solving. Go to www.predoviciu.lab/consult.htm. Good luck. Solve the puzzle on my website and then give me a call. I need more data for my problem solving study. Brown or brown reddish? I'd say you either have Douglas fir or tamarack. Douglas fir is usually more brownish red, but I've seen some samples that are quite brown. Without examining the sample myself, I'm afraid that's the best I can do. Does the sample have many holes, or just a couple, or none at all? Okay, so you've got a hardwood that's brown, and are there some holes that are big and some that are small, or are they all the same size? That narrows it down to 3 types of wood. Eastern hemlock, white fir, or redwood. I'd go with hemlock, but I certainly can't guarantee that's correct. Ooh, that's bad. There's a lot of wood that fits those characteristics. Could be any common hardwood, really. Oak, chestnut, ash. Without seeing the sample myself, I can't say for sure. Sorry. I was afraid of that. There are a lot of hardwoods that are diffuse porous, having many holes of the same size. Unfortunately, without seeing the sample, I can't really tell which it is. Does the sample have a ton of holes, like more than 20, or just a couple, or none at all? So, we've got a yellow hardwood. Good, that narrows it down. Do you notice any horizontal lines in the sample? Okay, if it's yellow and there are no horizontal lines, then you've got American holly, which has really tiny holes and thin vertical lines. Are the horizontal lines very narrow and faint, or are they pretty noticeable and white? It appears, then, that you have a sample of quaking aspen. Sounds like yellow buckeye to me. Go, Ohio. That was easy. The only yellow softwood is western white pine. Does the sample have many holes? Just a couple, or none at all? And are there some holes that are big and some that are small, or are they all the same size? Well, I can tell you that you've got a softwood, like pine or cedar, but I can't tell you much more than that without seeing the wood myself. Sorry. So, we've got a brown-red hardwood that's ring or semi-ring porous. Okay, so the big holes, are they clustered together, or do they gradually become small holes? Okay, and the holes are really, really tiny, right? Are there any noticeable vertical lines? Great. Now, are there horizontal lines or vertical lines in the sample, or no lines at all? Well, unfortunately, I can't ID the sample because that description accounts for a lot of different woods. Beech, sycamore, alder, maple, you name it. Juglans cinerea. Butternut. That would be my guess. If it's got this kind of wavy horizontal banding, then it's definitely butternut. And is the banding, I mean the lines, are they wide or narrow? You must have slipped up somewhere because I don't know of any wood with those qualities. You've got an oak, and judging by the color, I'd say tan oak. Sounds like pecan. Has narrow vertical lines which get a bit wavy toward the early growth or large pores. That should narrow it down. Okay now, there should be really, really tiny holes or pores that are whitish. Do they make a kind of wavy pattern or are they clustered in small groups? Then that sounds like honey locust. Brown-red, many big and small holes, with big holes kind of clustered, distinct vertical lines with wavy latewood. Sounds like you have Kentucky coffee tree. But it's kind of odd that coffee tree would be used for crates. Overall, are the holes just really, really tiny? That sounds like winged elm. Okay, looking at the really tiny holes, do they fan out like a fan from the big holes? Then I'd say you got a sample of chinkapin. I'm guessing that the wood is slippery elm. The large holes are about 2 to 6 pores deep. Then you've got a tropical hardwood. I was assuming the sample was a North American wood. All right. Are there any distinguishable horizontal lines on the sample? If this wood is used for crating, then it's probably Luan. It's fairly common in plywood, but it's a rainforest timber, so it's declining in popularity. Too bad. Horizontal lines would have narrowed it down. I'm afraid there's nothing more I can tell you, except that you've got a tropical wood. Sorry. Have a good day. Glad to have been of service. Good luck. You're welcome. I hope that's right. Thanks for calling. Please check your sample again. Goodbye.